What's going on, y'all? Yeah, man, Rashawn checking in. You already know who it is, but that's what's up. You know what I mean? Welcome back to the next episode of On My Block. Go and get your merch. You dig what I'm saying? Trademark and license and all that good stuff. JetlaneRecords.com. You dig what I'm saying? Cool merch over there for me, rock group San for Lily, a couple other artists, you know what I mean? My homegirl Marsha Parsons. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know, always like, subscribe, follow, share. You dig what I'm saying? On this page, my YouTube page, iTunes, social media, Instagram, TikTok, you know what I mean? Spotify, the whole nine, wherever you rock with your man at. You dig what I'm saying? So, y'all see the title? We talking about the man, the myth, the legend today. You know what I mean? Hulk Hogan, you know, real American, you know, what you gonna do, brother? You know what I mean? But rest in peace or rest in hell, Hulk Hogan. What side you on? Let's get to it. Like I said, cats know on my block, we talk about everything, everybody, no cap. Whatever your opinion is, that's your opinion. Ain't nobody sending death threats to you because somebody don't like what you saying. This is all love here. When we leave here, we leave it all on the table and we all go out and get us a beer and a burger. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. So let's get busy. You know what I mean? You in your car, it's gonna be a cool 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, let me set my timer because I always usually set my timer because I don't want to take up too much of your time. But if you at work, throw your earbuds in because I don't, you know, at least one, because I don't want you getting suspended, you know what I mean? Because you listening to us and, you know what I mean? And you ain't listening to looking at what you're doing. But let's talk about the myth, the legend, man. Hulk Hogan. People are remembering him now for the little rants that everybody's posting about him being, a racist, whatever. I've been knowing about this since, 2003. We started posting about that in 2010. But hold on. Once again, we're going on both sides of this. Because it ain't all just Hulk Hogan that's the reason he's who he is. And we're going to get to some clips that people ain't playing. For you Hulkster fans and for all you people out there that's, once again, just posting one side of the story. We gonna get it cracking up in him. You know what I mean? But let me take you back, man, a little bit to how Hulkster became to be the Hulkster. Because he didn't used to be the Hulkster. All right? Hulk Hogan came on the scene a long time ago, man, with this guy named Classy Freddie Blassie. A lot of the old school cats, your granddaddy and them know who Classy Freddie Blassie is. You know, you may not know. Cats that's 25, 35 years old, y'all probably ain't got a clue, or you got to be a straight up wrestling fan to know some of these people names like that. You know what I mean? But he didn't come on as the great American. He came on as a villain because that was the easiest way to make a name for yourself, especially in wrestling back then. Yeah, Hulk Hogan was a villain when he came on. You know what I mean? A lot of people remember Hulk Hogan as a villain when he was at WCW with NWO with the black, he had the NWO on, you know what I mean, with X-Pac and the Steiner brothers and all this and that. But nah, Hulk Hogan originally came on the scene as a villain. You know what I mean? And he never won a title. You know what I'm saying? He was great, but he never won a title. You know what I'm saying? But at the time he was still popular. He was still that dude though. You know what I'm saying? He was that dude. Built, chiseled, you know what I'm saying? Just like, God damn, I mean, everybody know what it was with Hulk. You know what I mean? There's a reason why he was called Hulk. You know what I mean? But he never won the title. You know what I mean? Shit, man, a lot of them old school guys was whooping his ass. You know? But yeah, man, what was his name? I forgot his name, man. I forgot dude's name back in those days, what he was originally called. But yeah, man, he ended up leaving and going, he didn't leave. My bad, he didn't leave. He was let go. He was let go. I mean, because at this time, Sylvester Stallone was slated to film Rocky III after the great successes of the first two. So Sylvester Stallone reached out to Hulk Hogan's agents and management and was like, yo, we want to make him that dude in the movie. And Hulk was like, hell yeah. This is my big break. I'm going to be on the silver screen. That's what's up. I'm going to bring so much, to the table as far as wrestling. And at that time, Vince Sr. at that time, he was like, hell no. See, it wasn't Vince McMahon that we know now. It was his dad that was running it. And he was like, nah, hell no. And Hulk Hogan was like, oh, man, nah, bro. Nah, hell no. Because, like I said, remember now, he still has never won the title. Ain't came close to winning no championship here. So he was still a villain, just that dude. He was just another guy, At that time, it was WWF. And, but he ended up leaving and doing the movie. I think his name was Thunder Lips or something like that. Thunder Lips. But anyway, if you never saw Rocky III, go watch it. I mean, it was great. It was a great movie. But when he left, after he did the movie, he went to the AWA. They went to the AWA. I think that was in the Midwest. And once he got out there, he was doing his thing, but WWF was moving into a different direction. And Hulk was bringing the AWA up. He was doing his thing out there. They was killing the game. You know what I mean? And man, look here. It was regional. Everything was regional. The WWF was regional over in the East Coast. And then you had Turner South down south. And then you had over there in the Midwest with the AWA, you had so it was all regional. It wasn't national like now. You did what I'm saying? But it was becoming that. And once Vince took over from his dad, he was like, look, I see money and let's go get it. So he reached back out to Hulk and was like, look, what's up? New regime, new takeover. I can make you the man over here. What's up? And Hulk was like, all right, I never want to leave to begin with. You did what I'm saying? So they kissed and made friends. No Diddy. You know what I mean? And so within 6 months, hell, he was champion. He beat Iron Sheik. He beat the Iron Sheik in WrestleMania. And like I said, because before that, I mean, he never could win. I mean, Nick Bockwinkel, all them boys like that, they was that dude back in those days. Like I said, that's another name a lot of y'all probably don't. Like I said, unless your granddad and them, you said, granddad, who Nick Bockwinkel? Oh, Nick Bockwinkel. Oh shit, boy, that boy was bad. Now y'all think the Rock was bad? Shit, Nick Bockwinkel, boy, that boy was bad. Yeah, woo, shit, you want to talk about a bulldog? so, like I said, Nick Bockwinkel was that dude, boy, back in them days, man. I was knee-high to a piss ant back then, so, you know what I mean? But yeah, y'all. But after Hulk got back in the game, man, I think he went back in 1983. And like I said, he beat the Iron Sheik. And And you got to remember now, at this time, the Iron Sheik and Nick Botwinkle was going at each other. So Nick Botwinkle was the American dude, and Iron Sheik was over there. You know I mean, it's kind of like how it was like Russia versus America and all this and that, and you had all these Arab people, and they was making it. It was acting, but it was still hey, America, we're gonna go America, and then then you got all the people from overseas like, hey, why y'all making us look like that? So we going with the Iron Sheik then, So the Iron Sheik boy had them damn pointed shoes and stuff like Aladdin, them genies and stuff, boy. Yeah. Iron Sheik was hell, boy. Iron Sheik was hell. But he was getting older. He was on, he was on his way out, and they had to figure out how to bring more fans in. You see what I'm saying? How to bring more fans in to make it creative, to get people to watch, because like I said, it was regional, but they was trying to make it mainstream. So let's bring Hulk back and have it America versus the world, as every damn thing else. Sheesh. I mean, where do we heard this story before? But anyway, now you got this beach blonde guy, pretty monster of a man. All the ladies just ogling over him. Ooh, Hulk Hogan. Oh, Jesus, he just make me so moist. Yeah, well, gag. Yeesh. But, yeah, man. And that's how Hulk came back to the WWF. And, that's how Hulkamania began. But it wasn't Hulkamania yet. Because you needed someone to go against you that people knew was going to be a substantial villain. And who at that time would have been great? How about Roddy Piper? Yeah. Didn't give a damn about nobody. You dig? He didn't care if it was good or bad. You know what I mean? So we got the setup now. Hulk Hogan versus Roddy Piper. You dig what I'm saying? So, I mean, and at that time, Hulk Hogan was bringing in superstars, Mr. T, and he was doing cartoons and all this and that. And Andre the Giant, I think Andre the Giant had the championship at this time because Hulk had left again, and Andre the Giant was like that dude. But in Piper's Pit, yeah, if people remember, if they watched wrestling back in those days, Roddy Piper had this thing called Piper's Pit. And that's where a lot of the wrestlers now, they have their own little segments. That's where a lot of it came from. It birthed from Piper's Pit. And Bobby the Brain Heenan was on there. And he had bought Andre the Giant there. Now you got to remember now, once Hulk Hogan won the title, he had the title for like 3 years. You can't do that now because they just, you can't have a person hold a world title for 3 years. You know what I mean? Like, you just can't do that. I remember, was it Tully Blanchard had the TV title down there in NWA for like 5-6 years straight. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. You can't do that now. You got to give people the opportunity to win. You did what I'm saying? Otherwise, people are going to turn it off. That's like racing. Kyle Larson, as great as he is, can't win every race. I mean, if it was scripted, they probably would. It'd probably be Chase Elliott winning every race. Had them Dave Blaney fans throwing toasters in the oven while the water. Shouts out the door bumper clear. I mean, watch them on YouTube. But yeah. Andre the Giant, when Hulk Hogan beat Iron Sheik for the title, I think in '83 or something like that. Anyway, that's a long time ago. But I know Hulk Hogan beat the Iron Sheik for the world title, and he had it for 3 years. 3 years, a long time. And, you know, Andre the Giant was his man. They was cool. You know, they was cool. But in those 3 years, he never gave Andre the Giant a title shot. I was like, damn. And Bobby the Brain Heenan is the one that bought it up in Piper's Pit. He was like, well, if y'all such good friends, how come he never gave you a title shot? And Roddy Piper egging him on. Yeah, Andre, you such good friends. How come you don't have a title shot? And you know, Andre the Giant was so damn tall. And they down here, Andre the Giant way up there, so they don't. So he started talking trash to Hulk Hogan, and you know, and he ended up grabbing Hulk Hogan. You know, once they were arguing, he boom slammed him on the ground, and he grabbed that shirt and ripped the shirt. And he ripped Hulk Hogan's shirt, and Hulk Hogan always wore this chain with a cross on it. And when he ripped the shirt, it dug in, because Andre the Giant's hands is like this big. He went in and he ripped the shirt, and the necklace tore into Hogan's skin, and it tore it, and he started bleeding. And when he came up and they, you know, left, and Hulk Hogan was on the ground, and Roddy Piper was like, yo, dude, you're bleeding. And Hulkster was like, and you know when they do that, and literally that birthed Hulkamania. It didn't happen until in the ring, but that was the start of Hulkamania when that happened. And man, yeah, man, it in the Silver Dome. What WrestleMania was that? Was it 5? No, that wasn't 5. Because in WrestleMania 5, Hulk Hogan beat Macho Man Randy Savage because Hogan left shortly after. So it had to be 3. It had to be 3. I think it was WrestleMania 3 when they finally, it was Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, and everybody know the iconic move where Hulk Hogan finally picked him up and boom, body slam Andre. It was a great match. Andre the Giant was tearing off in him. He would tear him off, boy. He would tear him off. But Hulkster finally start taking his vitamins and feeling the chants from the fans. And when he picked up Andre, boom, slammed Andre on the ground, he went to the ring, came back, boom, gave him the leg drop. 1, 2, 3, and it was over. Hulkamania was born. It finally came out the womb, and it was a boy, a big boy. But yeah, man. After that, man, it was, you know, after that. No, well, you seen your 007. I'm just saying. I'm just telling you where Hulk came from. We already know that wrestling is an acting thing. And like I said, back then, that's how it was. You did what I'm saying? That's how it was. You know what I mean? Now it's mad scripted. It's like an episode of Days of Our Lives now. But back then, it was less scripted. It was more of the, look, this is who we riding. We riding this wave. You got to remember, back in the 80s, you only had a limited supply of great people. You know what I mean? See, now great people are coming around. You get a new rapper every other week. You get a new wrestler every other month that come through that can be champion. Back then, it wasn't like that. We talking 1983. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. After that, that's when WrestleMania came into play. And was it Saturday? I think Saturday Night Main Event, a little bit after that, because a little bit after that, Hulk Hogan left and he started doing movies like Over the Top, a lot of those other movies and stuff that was great movies. That's the thing. A lot of Hulk Hogan movies was great. You know, you got some people that they do a certain type of thing and you can tell the stiffness in it. Like, this is really not your cup of tea, but you're famous, so let's get it. Roddy Piper was awesome. He was an awesome actor. Edge is okay. Triple H is okay. Stone Cold, he is a masterful actor. Man, and I'm saying it like this because if you don't believe me, you can go to Tubi and just type up Roddy Piper movies or Hulk Hogan movies. You know, we already know the Rocks, but we're talking back then where you had to actually go to school to actually do this stuff. And if you didn't go to school, you had to be that dude. And Roddy Piper, he was the man when it came to movies. You know what I'm saying? As far as just automatically getting it. But Hulk Hogan wasn't too far behind, y'all. I got to give Hulk his props, man. Hulk Hogan wasn't too far behind, man, with, you know what I mean, with the acting chops. He was dope. A lot of his movies was good. You know what I mean? Like, you can speak as much as you want. I took acting and theater class for 12 years. I know. You understand what I'm saying? There are people in there that, bro, I'm talking, you have to, we was on a script one time and doing a shoot years ago. It was a movie we shot in Ohio, indie movie. This dude, he was gay and couldn't do a gay part. And I'm like, dude, you freaking gay. But anyway, that's another show. But yeah, anyway, after Hulk Hogan won the title, he stepped away, started doing movies, so they had to get another person to come in. Well, who can that be? Well, at that time, that's when the Macho Man came into effect. And 2 years after that, Macho Man actually won the title at WrestleMania 4. And then I think at WrestleMania 5, Hulk Hogan came back to beat him. And he stepped away again to do more movies. And like I said, guys, going into the 80s and 90s, you kind of had to be a everyday thing. Otherwise, they were going to miss you. And the ratings, I mean, if you didn't have this person on there, back then they had this thing called Nielsen rating, where people had the little boxes. They would mail you these boxes, and you had to hook the box up back to the back of your TV to the cable joint, and that's how they would do ratings. You dig what I'm saying? It will automatically tell Nielsen, tell all the television stations who's watching what and for how long. So that's why whenever every week that came out, you would go, oh, well, this show was the #1 show in the country. This show was #2, and this was the #1 comedy. This was the #1 thriller. This was the #1 sports. You know, that's how they could tell. And you had to have watched it for more than 30, it's 20 minutes, more than 20 minutes at a time. You had to watch it for 20 minutes. Otherwise, it wouldn't register. So that's how they was doing it back then. So, and if people knew that Hulk Hogan wasn't on the list, they didn't watch wrestling. So the ratings started to dip, so they had to come find a different person. Like, okay, well, who can we put in there? So they went from the Macho Man to the Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior beat Honky Tonk Man for the Intercontinental title. And then they brought Hulk Hogan back to do title for title. And it was the Intercontinental title for the world title. And Ultimate Warrior ended up beating Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan went away again and did another movie. Sergeant Slaughter came back. That's when Sergeant Slaughter came in and beat Ultimate Warrior for the title. Ultimate Warrior started doing drugs and all this and that, but he was supposed to have been the next Hulk Hogan. And it didn't happen, and they kept bringing in Sid Justice, who turned into Sid Vicious. And so, you know, I mean, it didn't really get good until he faced The Rock, you know, in WrestleMania 18 in Toronto. He lost, but The Rock kind of knew that, yo, this is Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean? The people, they started actually cheering more for Hulk Hogan in the match than they did The Rock. So The Rock, being the man that he is, the sportsman he is, I know how to make this work. He started becoming the heel. He started becoming the a-hole. And, you know, telling the crowd, shut the fuck up, you know what I'm saying, telling them. So he ended up beating Hulk, you know what I mean, to keep the title. But Hulk got that next run again. But yeah, like I said, as far as that was concerned, man, Hulk Hogan was that dude. He bought a lot of us, you know what I mean. He brought a lot of us, a lot of grace, a lot of love, man, a lot of, you know what I'm saying, a lot of great memories, man, tearing up your shirt, your mama popping you on your behind because you done tore up a good shirt. You know what I'm saying, trying to be Hulk Hogan. But, yeah, man, those were the good days with Hulk Hogan. And then we go to the other side of Hulk Hogan, where Hulk Hogan was backstabbing his own brothers, you know, in wrestling, when Jesse the Body Ventura, former legend himself, great champion himself, started looking at wrestling, saying, look, guys, we're great while we're here. But what happens when we get old and our knees and ankles get bad and our backs can't take a body slam no more? We need to file a union so cats can start putting in, and we can have a retirement fund at the end of the day. You dig what I'm saying? We're working every other day out here killing ourselves. Now, y'all know what wrestling's about. Think about if you had to do that every other day. That's killing your body, man. And Jesse the Body Ventura knew that. But when Vince McMahon got wind of it, it came from Hulk Hogan. But he didn't know that until he talked to Vince like, yo, who the hell told you? Because there was nobody in the room. There was no cameras. There was no PR. There was no manager. It was just the guys. And he said with no hesitation, he said, oh, Hulk told me. Hulk killed all of that. You know, Hulk knew the Ultimate Warrior was in depression because of his marriage. He told his wife to leave him. Told his wife to leave him. It's a rundown, broken old fool. And she left him. And he fell into a deeper depression, started doing drugs until they ended up finding him dead. You know? Hulk Hogan was making more money than all the other wrestlers combined from the 80s to 1998. Put all the wrestlers combined over here and Hulk Hogan here. He was making more than all of them. And that's why he didn't want a union. There are clips out here that's talking about Hulk Hogan, racist rants and all this and that. And you know, I know. Brooke Hogan, his daughter, dime piece to the bone. She bad. She always been bad though. Everybody knew that. Brooke was bad. Brooke bad as hell. Thick, snowflake, pretty as hell. And she loved brothers. She loved brothers. Hulk Hogan knew that. And I got the clips where he was telling his family, I can play it for you. And, but I'll also play another one too, that's going to show you that Hulk Hogan was given passes to use the N-word. And here's the thing, it's just like Paula Deen. Remember Paula Deen had came out a while ago and was talking about they tried to cancel her because she was saying the N-word and stuff like that. But she was saying it around her home. In the comfort of her own home. It wasn't like she was on TV. It wasn't like she was at Publix or anything like that. She was in the house, chilling. You dig what I'm saying? And a lady that was there with her filmed her talking and then put it out there in the world to him. And that's what canceled Paula Deen. And a lot of sisters and stuff that was rocking with Paula Deen came out and was like, look, baby, we've been talking like this forever. Because when you fam, you fam. I got white people, man, that say that word way more than most black people I know, but they're using it because that's all who they be around. When you're in the hood and you grow up in the hood, like I'll never forget this. I used to live in Ramwood Apartments, Batesburg, South Carolina. You know what I mean? And it was these two white boys that was down there, was finna bam. And I come outside and I'm seeing all these people, yeah, get him, So I'm like, all right, somebody finna fight. So, I run over there. You know how we do in the hood. I run over there. What's going on? What's going on? So they're like, yo, Toby in the fight. So he said, white boy, he said, man, I'm going to kick that nigga ass. He talking about another white dude. But that's the nature of our language, people. And that's why I be saying what I be saying. Like, you can't say it and he can. I've been an advocate to either everybody say it or nobody say it my whole life. Because when you're doing rap music and stuff like that, you're going to use that word. People say it all the time. But black people say it because it's easy to say. It's like, yeah, it's a badge of honor to them. I don't look at it that way. You know what I mean? But another story for another time. That'll be the next episode. Who can use the N-word and why? You know what I mean? But let me give you this rant that Hulk Hogan has said about Brooke dating black guys. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it or not, but I'll play it anyway. All right? I'm going to play it anyway. I'm going to put it here so y'all can hear it. Now, turn it up a little bit because it's recorded low. But after it's over, I'll say what he said. But check it out. I'm going to see if they'll play it. He said, I'm getting ready to cut some serious bait. Brooke, my daughter, Brooke, she jumps sides on me. Because I shelled out $2-3 million for her music, and I've done everything. Effing with him day and night on the radio like a jackass, and he's working with me to make work when we really should call it a day and do the shit I did. So he said, the son, he's this black billionaire guy, Cecil. He basically did more for her in a year than anyone done. He had one song, and after 10 months, it should go to such. It says inaudible, to be the realest, and this is your option. You get a better option, redacted, said you can sign with, redacted. He's going to put $500 million behind Inaudible right now. There's nothing else. We're doing the best we can. So it gets to the point where I don't know if Brooke was effing this black guy's son or they've been hanging out. I caught them holding hands together on the tour. They were getting close to kind of blank, the effing blank. I'm not a double standard guy. I'm a racist to a point, effing N-words with the ER. But then when it comes to the nice people, and then this lady, Heather Clem, said, we're all that way. He said, so yeah, cool. When it comes to nice people, you can't say I don't give a F if she's getting them. He said, I don't give a F if she's effing an 8-foot tall basketball player. If we're going to F with them N-words, let's get a rich one. And then they start laughing. Oh. So they just laughing. So now he said, I don't care if he's a multi-billionaire. The thing is, now you start doing these nasty emails. So somewhere Inaudible relationship, and now Inaudible doesn't want to talk to anybody. Nah. So that was that one. So that's why I said that's the one that everybody's going out about. And then he also had one where he did a sex tape, and he was talking as well about black folk, but using the N-word over and over and over. I think he said it like 39 times. You know what I'm saying? And while he was having this, after the sex was over and him and the shorty were laying in the bed, he was talking to her back and forth, and she was telling him like, yo, it's not really that serious. He was like, nah, I ain't having my daughter effing no N-words, having some mixed black babies and this, that. No, he said the N-word babies, and he was just going in like, damn, So I was like, damn, Hulk, come on, bro, I can't defend that. You know what I mean? Like, you really don't like us like that? After Mr. T and all these, I'm saying? Like, damn, okay, all right. But, but, I seen another clip where he was on his show, that reality show that they had a few years back. He was playing one of Jeezy's joints. I think he had one of those yellow Dodge Sport Rams, and he was one of Jeezy's albums, and the song came on, and Jeezy started rapping, and and Hulk went. He stopped it, rewound it, played it again. He was like, rewind it again, and then it cut to where he was at a stop sign, and you could see the people. I guess there was the camera crew was beside him, and he just singing a song. Oh my, and I'm like, word, okay. You know what I'm saying? But see, people threw it aside because he was rapping, showing love to Jeezy. But they wasn't getting the fact of what bro was talking about. You dig what I'm saying? And, but anyway, it was bananas, man. But then I said, okay, let me dig a little deeper, because I don't want to just go in on some racial rant about Hulk Hogan being a straight up racist, even though he got more than enough evidence to say he is. But like I said, I give you both sides of the story, folk. So, but here's another clip where a lot of the rappers were showing him love. And it's bananas. So let me give you that one.
I'm like the male. Well, I didn't want to go there.
You've been saying brother for years. Any black guy ever said, yo, you my nigga? Like, yo, you my nigga, Hulk.
Well, Booker T used to do that to me on TV.
Yeah.
And every time I pull up YouTube, there's that famous thing that Booker T, when his brother was there, and they're all talking trash. Booker T goes, I'm coming for you, Hogan, you nigger. And not nigga, he goes, nigger. I mean, it's like, and it's still so cool, because the whole time I was down in Miami, when I lived there, everybody, like I walk in the booth, and all of a sudden I bump into this guy in the games in the booth. It's all black, and he's got his BlackBerry, and I bump into him, and he goes, "What's up, nigga?" And I said, "Oh, dude, excuse me, bro." He goes, "No, it's all cool," And everybody down there, Lil Wayne, Birdman, everybody, they're all, calling me nigga, and I'm like, and then I started saying it, and I always said it, but now all of a sudden I get heat when I say it, and they say, "Oh, you can't say that." I said, "Well, why can't they say it to me then?" It's like, but brother was cool, because, dude, back in the day during my career, I used to party real hard. I couldn't remember anybody's name.
So brother was the easiest way to.
Yeah.
That's like the neutrality word right there. Hey, brother.
Yeah, they
you know what? That's a good idea.
Yeah,
because I'm always like, hey, shit.
No, they'd introduce me like to Dick Ebersol or somebody like that, or somebody that like Les Moonves that runs CBS, and within 10 seconds. Somebody would walk in, I get ready to say, "Hey, brother, this is so-and-so." And I was like, I couldn't remember that. So that's where it came from.
That's gangster.
So when you were partying, what was your...
So that's why I said, guys, at some point you kind of got to go, well, they allowed it. They egged it on. And even he said it. I wasn't saying it until they started saying it, and then they allowed me to say it, so I started saying it. So that's why I said, at the end of the day, I know white people, they use that word all the time, but they don't use it like Trump or somebody who uses it, you know. Paula Deen, she wasn't using it to be derogatory. She's just using it because the people she's around. Birds of a feather, man. Company you keep. So like I said, I ain't dissing Hope. I ain't bigging him up either. I'm just saying, man. Everybody gonna come a certain way because all you hearing is the racist rants that he was saying. But he's so used to saying it that that's just what he's saying. And when he was talking to that lady about if we gonna F with the N-words, at least get a rich N-word, y'all ladies be saying that all the time. Glorilla and all these rappers, these girls be telling y'all, get with a rich one. Why deal with a broke man? Why deal with a man that's working at Advance or Kroger or, something like that? Get with a man with money. But they saying get with an N-word with money. And I say it all the time. Black people get shot and laid to rest in the hood all the time, and nothing is done. But man, let a cop do it, or one of them MAGA boys do it, shit is on. So why does it matter who did it? He gone. But anyway, somebody said, do you think the earth is shaped like a donut? Hey, man, I ain't never been into space. I done been around and yeah. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. I mean, everything is 360 degrees in the Bible, the book of Quran, mathematics, it's sheer mathematics, man. If you talk to any 5%er, you know what I mean? We speak, 360 degrees. Grand Pooba had a song called What Goes Around Come Back Around Again. What goes around come back around again. Na 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 na. I mean, if you never heard that song, go check out Grand Pooba. I think that was off his first solo album. It's called What Goes Around 360. Dope song. But yeah, y'all. I just want to just give y'all that, man. We were gonna talk on the Hulkster, the man, the myth, the legend. And so hope y'all had a good one today, man. Just, like I said, man, I just want to spark, man. Just get at y'all about that, man. So if y'all feel what I'm saying, post it in the comments what y'all feel about it. Rest in peace or rest in hell. You know what I mean? And whatever way you choose, man, that's you. You on my block, baby, and that's what we doing. You know what I mean? I love you either way you go. Like I told you, man, I don't care if you MAGA or Muslim. I love you, bro. You know what I mean? God said to love you, so I love you. He didn't say the damn thing about liking your ass. But I love you, though. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But anyway, y'all hold it down. You know what I mean? I got some writing to do. I got to get in the studio, man. Put in some work tomorrow. We're going to be finishing up on the album, the new Nightlife album dropping this summer. Hope y'all go pick it up. It's going to be a lot of great work on there. I got production from my man E.A. Ski, Grammy Award winner. Done work with Spice One, Lady of Rage, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, the whole nine, Trey Quick, Pharrell, Faded on the Beat, who done did work with X-Rated, Strange Music, Snoop Dogg. I mean, come on, man. I mean, my man Mark Payne, who did music on Bell Bill DeVoe albums. Come on, man. Yo, my man Rex, who got one of the top 10 hottest songs of all time, 25th Hour, produced by DJ Premier. Rex is on the song with me called Get With You. Come on, man. The album's going to be crazy. This album, Nightlife, is going to be crazy. You know what I mean? My last 3 albums debuted top 5 And I'm pretty sure this one's going to debut as well. So, love y'all. Be good. Stay hood. You know what I mean? Look both ways for cross the street. No texting while driving. That's why we got these new age cars. You dig? Like, follow, subscribe, post a comment. Let your man know what you want to talk about. You dig what I'm saying? It's 7 days in a week. I'm going to be on here for at least 3 of them. You know what I mean? So I'll let your man. Let's get it popping. Hit my socials. Hit the follow button. Let me know you watch this joint. I'm following you back. You dig what I'm saying? Let's be friends in our neighborhoods. Follow me on Spotify and Apple Music and all this and that. And go download a song, man. One song. It's like 30 cents. You know what I mean? Hell, you ain't got 30 cents? If you don't, fuck it. Go to Spotify. Hit the play button. Y'all be good, though. Real talk, man. Love y'all, man. Say what you want to say on here. You know what I mean? It would say a bro talking to a ghost box. What ain't these days? Hell, we got talk boxes. How you think Roger Troutman got rich? California knows how to party. Y'all hold it down, man. Stay hood. Stay good. Till the next episode. It's Dead Man Rashawn. And you are on my block. Peace.